Good morning mga friends. Ito na naman ako. Uh, First of all, before we start the video, shout out to all my brothers in the fraternity, Alpha Kappa Rho. Long live Alpha Kappa Rho. And all our brothers in the uniform service under the Skeptron and Arms. So, greet natin yung Skeptron and Arms dyan sa Luzon, and the Visayas and Mindanao. So, what are we going to talk about this morning? So we will talk about the proposed amendments to RA 10591. So I've seen the video of the hearing, and I was quite unimpressed sa ilan na inimbitar nila sa hearing. Supposedly those people would represent us gun owners, legal gun owners, who are following the law. And but I am also equally impressed dun sa iba, who are really standing up for us, the mga gun owners. So what are their proposed amendments? Proposed amendments is number one, yung issue sa PTT, because before RA 1591, the PTT before was issued 3 months, 3 months yung PTT, permit to transport. What is permit to transport? It is a permit given to a gun owner for you to be able to transport your firearm from one point to another, within a specified period of time. Now the problem is, yung recent PTT ngayon is just good for a day or two, Yan ang problema dyan, because each firearm you need to secure. If you do not have a permit to carry firearm outside residence, for you to practice using your gun at a legal firing range, you need to secure first a PTT. Pagastos yun. So how much was the PTT? It was around 400 plus, some sort, So heavy yan, heavy. And then what if umulan, canceled yung yung shoot mo. So yun nga, magastos. So it was proposed na ibalik sa dati na yung yung validity ng PTT goes to 3 months, just like before. And then another one is the decentralization of the issuance of the permit to carry firearms outside residence. Now, dyan talaga may issue dyan. Why? Particularly to us legal gun owners located in the Visayas and Mindanao. Kasi ang nakakinabang dyan ang mga gun owners lang na located in the NCR or Luzon. Bakit? Isang araw lang biyahe nila doon, mag-bus lang sila, punta ng Krame. You know how hard it is for us dito sa Visayas at Mindanao na mag-secure ng permit to carry firearm outside residence. It's very hard. You need to book a flight or magbarko ka, So magastos. How much is, magkano na bang flight ngayon, back and forth? So you need at least 5,000 pesos, for the flight alone, for the travel alone. Tapos pagdating mo pa sa Manila, you need to book a hotel or somewhere else, look for a place to stay, because it will sometimes it will not take only a day, It will take a day or two for you to process your permit to carry firearm outside residence, given kumpleto ka sa mga requirements mo. And the payment for civilians is quite hefty. Okay lang sa amin mga uniform sa amin, cheap lang yun But for the civilians, masakit, Even for us, uniform, masakit yung travel costs alone is siyempre kakain ka pa, Mahal ng pagkain dyan sa Manila. Pero lang kakain ka ng pagpag, Yung pungal. So yun, magastos yun. So what is proposed is that it is decentralized siya, I hope that the Congress, especially the Senate, will take note of this. And then pwede naman kasi i-delegate ng ng Chief PNP, kasi under the law, the power to issue ng the authority to issue permit to carry firearms outside residence lies with the Chief PNP under the present law, RA 10591. Now, what is possible there, that the power delegated to the Chief PNP, he can delegate it to the regional directors. Sana, no? RD, sa mga RD, kahit sa mga RD lang, bigay mo dun sa mga RD. It can be delegated, no? Power can be delegated. And then, nangyayari kasi, it became cash cow na, no? The gun owners becomes cash cow of some unscrupulous people. You know how much it costs, no? Some na ayaw na magpunta doon sa ayaw ng hassle na mag-travel sa Metro Manila, mag-travel from Visayas or Mindanao or elsewhere to Metro Manila. They go through silent channels, no? Mga open secret natin, no? You know how much it costs? It costs twice, no? Twice than what the usual cost authorized by law is, no? So masakit sa bulsa. And why are we being punished for that? We are law-abiding citizens, no? We should not be punished. I understand regulation, but still, what you are regulating are law-abiding citizens, no? Citizens of the Republic of the Philippines who wish to follow the law, no? At the same time, be protected themselves, be secure to themselves and to their family, to the posterity of our country, no? So, bakit sila kami, no? Yung mga gun owners ang pinarusahan? Where in fact, what should be targeted are those people who do not follow the law, mga criminal elements, no? So, some gun groups, no, particularly one gun vlogger, no, di natin siya papalanganan, pero alam nyo, kilala nyo sino yan, no? He proposed, it is funny because he proposed more stringent na measures of control to the firearms law. Ang nakakatawa dyan, he is a gun owner himself, no? And is one of those who will be directly affected. And it's basically saying na, sige, latiguin mo ako. Yung ganun. Parang masokista ang dating ba? So, it's funny because he does not represent us, no? He represents only himself, him alone, no? Sayang, uniform pa naman, no? Ewan ko kung nagawa lang ba yun to please some people, particularly mga niya, seniors or something. But what he did is that he attempted to explain pa, no? He attempted to explain na lang daw yun, pang loyalty check. Loyalty check your shit, no? So, yun, gun owner na anti-gun owner. Iyo, di pungal. So, anyway, the lawmakers, I hope, no, that they will be more open to us. They would listen to us, mga stakeholders, actual stakeholders, no, will be directly affected. And then ito pa, isa pang issue. Have you read the IRR of the, what do you call this, 10591? Basically, when you read the IRR, paano ba ito nagawa itong IRR? The IRR is the implementing rules and regulations needed for you to implement a particular law or passed by Congress for it to take effect. So, ginawa dyan, bumasa itong RA 10591, tinawag ng Congress yung PNP to draft an implementing rules and regulations. May ginawa silang draft, dinala sa committee, got approved, passed in consonance with RA 10591. Okay na sana yun, okay naman. But there are some fine-tuning doon, especially with the validity of the PTC FOR, which I thank some of the legislators natin, which got amended before, validity natin na-extend na. Not to the, to the advantage of our bulsa, kasi nagmahal bigla, I understand it's regulation, but really, is it only for regulation purposes? Hindi na kaya, revenue generation? I understand, as a law student, as a law graduate, as a barrister, isang government agency is authorized by law to to conduct revenue generating policies or revenue generating activities, but not to this extent sana, sobo-sobo na yata ginawa na kaming cash cow, where in fact the PNP itself is not supposedly an income generating agency, it is a law enforcement agency. And anyway, on the issue of the limitation na pwede ma-own ng isang legal gun owner according to the law, according to the text of the law sa RA 10591, up to 7.62 mm rifle can own that one, can own it 7.62. So ano yung sakma ano yung mga rifles na pwede sa 7.62? So 7.62 mm is in metric standard, Pag gawin mo yung imperial standard, it becomes 0.30 inches, So pwede ka mag-own ng 30 caliber rifles, 308 rifles, Mga Winchester nyo na sniper rifle dyan, pwede yan. M14 pwede, AK-47 pwede, pwede. Ang tinanggal lang yung ability to fire in full automatic. Now, saan tayo nagka-problema dyan? Sometime during 2017, 2018, an executive order was passed by then former President Duterte, limiting the ownership of 5.56 millimeter and 7.62 millimeter rifles to uniformed personnel only, and the sale of ammunition is next to impossible, So suddenly civilians found themselves in a pickle, especially yung mga gun owner ng 7.62 sa 5.56. Paano itong mga 5.56 namin at 7.62 rifles namin? Useless na to. Wala lang, hindi mo na madala sa range. You cannot bring it to the range, to shoot. You cannot buy ammunition for it. So, nakatenga na yan dyan sa mga cabinets nila. So, saan yung issue dito ngayon? Now, the issue here is that the law, according to our law, only Congress can pass laws. Essentially, usap tayo ng poli dito. Political law. Only Congress can pass laws. Totoo, yung executive orders essentially form part of the laws of the land and has a force and effect of a law, but not to the extent na maging yung executive order will essentially be becomes executive legislation. Yung tinatawag natin yun, executive legislation. Because essentially, it is now amending RA 10591. Sabi sa batas dyan, pwede yung mga civilians mag-own. Anyone who is qualified can own. How come pinapayagan yan? So, dapat tanggalin na yan. It's invalid. Unconstitutional, supposedly. Bakit kaya tahimik yung ibang mga abogado gun owners dyan? Abogado kayo, di pungal. Stand up for us, challenge that one. It's illegal. blatantly illegal, unconstitutional, no, supposedly. And then yun nga, the regulations mainly tinatarget nila kasi daw mataas daw yung gun crime, statistics ng gun crime dito, shootings and all dito sa Pilipinas. Talaga ba? We'll talk about statistics. Can you give us a figure, solid na figure, no? Wherein legal gun owners, no? Registered firearms, registered to a gun owner is being used in an actual crime. Ilan ba? No? Ilan ba? Sino bang criminal na in the right mind will use a registered firearm under his name to commit a crime? Sige nga. Alam niyo ba yung mga baril natin? Mga kabeng-beng, mga comrades natin dyan, mga friends, mga katropa. Baril natin, dinadaan yan sa ballistics. Each rifle, each firearm, each pistol has a specific signature. No? Different. Para siyang fingerprint ba? Different. No two firearms are ever the same. No? Sa ballistics makikita niyan sa signature doon sa bala nila. No? The people who are into ballistics know this one. So in a way, gagamit ba yung criminal dyan? Hindi. Gagamit sila ng throwable firearms, illegal firearms. No? Sila yung dapat i-regulate ng todo. No? Sila yung targetin. Huwag tayong mga registered at saka law-abiding citizens. We registered our firearms, no? To protect our families, to protect our property, to protect our country if needed be. No? If needed be. We do not buy those firearms for just to commit a crime. Gagastos ka ng ilang thousands of pesos, tens of thousands of pesos, tapos mang-hold up ka lang dyan. Gago ka. No? Yun yung pungal. Suntukin kita sa ngala-ngala pag gagawin mo yan. So anyway, yun nga. No? Sana pakinggan tayo ng mga legislators who are also fellow gun owners themselves, no? Siguro some, no? With all due respect, some hindi nasasaktan dyan sa mga regulation kasi they have the money to burn but not the big chunk majority of us Filipino gun owners. Walang pera, men, no? Mahirap ang pera, hindi yan pinupulot sa daan, hindi yan nakukuha sa hangin. Wala tayong pera sa hangin, men. No? Sila lang, no? So we need to get down their high horses, no? And get down to our level sa mga ordinary firearm owners, no? Who are just out there to protect themselves and their families and their properties, and if needed be, protect our country, no? Later on. So honestly, I am I am jealous, no, of the laws in the US, but not to the extent because there are some states in the US who have really bullshit gun laws, no. There are some states maganda yung gun laws nila doon, and the gun related crime there is really low, no. Bakit? Hindi ka magtatatapang-tapangan dyan sa kalsada, no? You're not everybody there is very courteous, no? Why? Alam mo yan, may baril yung tao na yan din eh. Hahamulin mo ng barilan, babarilin ka rin, no? That alone, no? Stop crime, no? Parang deterrence, works as a deterrence. And then, sino bang mang-hold up dyan? Alam niya, registered gun owner yan. He will fight crime and shoot back, no? So, logic alone. And then, some, in the US, dito tayo sa defense, no? Talk about defense, national defense. The US has this doctrine of a gun behind every blade of grass doctrine. No? parang may nag-quote na yata na ano, general Japanese na general during World War II dyan. Kasi pinopropose nila na mag-invade talaga continental US. So, sabi nung isang general, teka, tigilan ko kayo dyan. Dyan pa lang ha. Tigilan natin dyan. Yung ideya na yun. Bakit? Why? Alam nyo sa US, there are more guns than people in the country. There is basically a gun behind every blade of grass. So the moment an invader steps foot on their territory, wasak, no? Cannot I think it's very difficult to even establish a beach hold in the US. Punta ka ng Florida, you try to establish a beach hold there, wasak ka, no? So that alone, no? Having a well-armed citizenry, well-regulated militia. Sa US, well-regulated militia yung ginagamit nila na term. But dito sa Pilipinas, having a well-armed, well-trained citizenry adds to the national strength natin, no? In terms of defense, no? National resources. It boosts our strength and the deterrence, no? For would-be invaders, no? Na, wag tayong maghasik ng lagim dyan, no? It will be very costly for us. So, dyan lang muna siguro kasi mahaba na yung video ko eh. Mag-board na kayo. So, thank you and good day and stay safe always mga friends. No? And sa mga brad natin, shout out again, long live Alpaca Paro.